Hello, Paulina here for Quit Alcohol Journey. And today I wanted to talk to you about why is it so hard to quit drinking alcohol. Before we get started, I just wanted to share with you that I've been now alcohol free for 10 days and going strong. So I'm really proud of myself. I cannot imagine doing this before. I've tried to quit many times before, and often I wouldn't last longer than a couple of days. So this is probably the longest I've lasted in a very, very long time, and I'm just determined to keep on going. So let's talk about why is it so hard to quit drinking alcohol? Well, first of all, alcohol is very addictive. And what is addictive about it is the intoxicating effect. When people drink alcohol, they mostly drink it to get intoxicated, to get a buzz going, and to eventually get drunk. And that feeling of intoxication, that is the feeling that keeps people hooked on alcohol. Some people might say that it's not true. They do not intend to get drunk. They only want to have one or two glasses of whatever it is they choose to drink, just to enjoy the taste of it, for example. But if that was the case, why drink alcohol? Why don't you drink something else that has no alcohol? Because most of the time, the ultimate goal it is, unfortunately, to get a little bit tipsy or potentially drunk. Because alcohol is so addictive, it is very hard to quit it. It's a drug. It's a legal drug in our society. So when you try to quit it, your body kind of fights you. Your body wants that drug just because it's used to it. It's used to the way it makes it feel. So if you do not give it to your body, and when you don't think about it rationally, when you just base your decision based on emotions only, chances are you will give in and you will take another drink. Also, besides being an addiction, drinking alcohol is a habit, and human beings are creatures of habit. So as you go through your daily routine, doing all kinds of things you do in your daily life that are part of your routine, part of your habit, so does alcohol become eventually part of your habit as well. Especially if you end up being like me and start drinking daily. I've been drinking daily for the last almost 10 years now. I think I started drinking daily when I turned around 30, 31. Before that, it was mostly social occasions, weekends. But as I got older, we started going out less and less, and then we started drinking more at home. And again, at first, it was just on the weekends. Then the weekend started to extend into Monday, and then instead of the weekend starting on a Friday, it would start on a Thursday. So that only left Tuesday and Wednesday of not drinking, and eventually we just started drinking every day. I started drinking every day. Not necessarily a lot, but as the years went by, my alcohol tolerance has increased. So I just needed to drink more to get that desired effect, which I just raised at the beginning of my video, that intoxication effect. Because if I only had one or two drinks, that just wouldn't do it. I had to have three or four or five. So that became a habit. I just couldn't imagine a day without drinking. At the end of the day, I had alcohol to unwind, to relax, to help me fall asleep. And that just became a daily thing. It became a habit. And if I didn't have it for one day, I felt like something was missing. Also, why is it hard to quit drinking in our society? That is an answer, just what I said. It's our society, where alcohol is viewed as a normal part of life. As we grow up, we see it everywhere. We see it in advertisements, on TVs. Our parents drink, their friends drink. When we get older, we start drinking. All of our friends drink. When we go out, alcohol is always there at restaurants, bars, pubs, clubs. You can buy it pretty much everywhere, depending where you live. I live in Ontario, Canada, so they are a little bit more strict here about when and where you can buy alcohol. So we have certain liquor and beer stores that have limited hours, and some grocery stores where you can buy alcohol. But I know there's a lot of countries in the world that alcohol is sold everywhere, in convenience stores, at gas stations, and you can buy it 24/7 pretty much. So because of that, it's hard for people to quit drinking just because it's all around them. It's been normalized by our society. So they feel like, if everybody's drinking, if it's so normal to drink, why should I quit? Yeah, maybe I drink too much. I'll try to cut down, but I don't want to give it up just because it's part of life. It's just part of my life, our society, how I was raised. That's what everyone does. Another reason why it's so hard to quit alcohol is because we just don't know what else to occupy ourselves with. Alcohol has been such a huge part of our lives that once we quit alcohol, we don't know what to drink instead of alcohol. We don't know how to have fun without alcohol. We don't know how to overcome our shyness. We don't know how to socialize with other people who are drinking when we are not drinking. So it is just much easier to give in, just because it is easier to cope with, people who drink, with social events. So that is another reason why people have a hard time giving up alcohol. So that brings me to this question: how bad do you really want to give up drinking? Because if you're watching this video, if you're looking for help on the internet, if you're reading books, you realize that alcohol has been a problem in your life, just like it has been in mine. It doesn't take overnight to realize that. I didn't realize I had a problem until maybe a couple years ago. Before that, I always thought I was just a social drinker. Even when I started drinking daily, I still didn't see it as a problem, because I was still functioning. It's not like I was getting smashed to the point that I couldn't wake up the next day or missing work or being sick. Yeah, I had hangovers, or I felt a little bit sick or cloudy, but it wasn't so unmanageable that I had to consider myself an alcoholic. But in the last couple of years, when my drinking has gotten out of control and I started feeling more and more sick, almost on a daily basis, and I started spending a lot of money on alcohol, and I noticed how drinking too much just really affected my life negatively, how it destroyed my friendships, relationships, how it made me not a good mother to my 5-year-old daughter, how I was just not a very patient person, not a very nice person. So all these things just made me try to quit. And in the last couple of years, I've been trying to quit many, many times. And I would go on maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 days, and then just give in. I was weak. I just couldn't imagine a day, like another day without drinking. I felt like I was depriving myself. What finally changed my mind, and this is the way you need to look at alcohol, is realizing that alcohol is not your friend, it's the enemy. Alcohol is poison. And yes, perhaps if you only have 1 or 2 drinks, it will not affect you. But the problem is that most of us cannot just have 1 or 2 drinks. Maybe at the very beginning we can. But as we get older, as we drink more, we end up drinking more, and we need more to get the same effect. And then it starts affecting you in a very negative way. And you feel so sick the next day. That was my thing. I just couldn't function when I felt the way I felt every morning. I couldn't get out of bed. I felt sick. I felt hangover. And that's just, I just wasn't healthy. I wasn't happy. I wasn't productive. I was just wasting away. And I was just always so negative and angry at myself. And it was just this vicious cycle that I didn't know how to break until I finally changed my mind about alcohol. So if you're ready to quit once and for all, it will be hard at the beginning. I'm not gonna lie to you. And if you fail, you have to keep on going back to trying, because if you stop trying, then you will never quit. What really helps is taking a piece of paper and just writing down all the positives of drinking alcohol, which I don't think you'll find more than 2 or 3, and all the positives of not drinking alcohol. And the list will be huge, trust me. Just write everything, from the way you feel, from the way your mind feels, your body, from your happiness levels, how your sleep feels. At the beginning, before you would have quit drinking, all those things will probably be negative. But once you've quit, you will see how it starts changing. So all these things that right now you don't feel good about, you don't feel healthy mentally or physically, and you don't get good night's sleep, and you're tired, and you're just not a good person all around. You're not the best version of yourself. Once you stop drinking, you will see slowly, day by day, how these things change and they improve, and how it is so much better not to drink than to drink. So try it. Take a piece of paper, write it down, brainstorm, and then try to quit for 1, 2, 3 days and see how it changes. And whenever you think that you want that drink, that you crave that drink, think about that drink as this enemy, as this poison. Think about how it affects your body, how it ruins your liver, how it affects your brain cells, and how sick you will feel the next day. And is it really worth to have that drink? Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I will try to put videos at least once a week. Leave me a comment if you want, and we can talk about all the issues we go through together. It's been only 10 days for me, but I'm really determined to quit for good this time around. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.